Thank you for watching. If you like my content, I would love for you to support my Patreon page. Starting as low as $3 per month, you can contribute to my media. Contributions allow me to upgrade equipment and more time to dedicate to bring you up-to-date videos and merchandise. Click the link below in the description to get started today. And again, thank you so much for supporting me all these years. Man buys his child McDonald's and doesn't buy for the baby mama's other kids. Let's talk about it. Now, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Share this video, leave comments, because we're definitely about to get into it. I hope y'all like the new style of how I'm doing the rants. I've learned a thing or two about editing. And I'm still learning as I go. We're definitely trying to give you guys the best quality videos possible. Now, let's talk about it. So a guy shows up. I don't need to post a video because the video is all over the internet, and it's a hot button issue right now. Basically, a dad walks up, brings his child some McDonald's, brings him the Big Mac meal, fries, drink, whatever. Mother is upset because he only brought for the child and not for the other kids that's in her house. Now, I don't know if there's 2, 3, 4, whatever kids in the house. She's upset. It's a long, drawn-out video, which ends in her taking the food and throwing it out. He even offered to let the child come and sit in the car and eat. So the big question is, who was wrong? I'm not going to lie, this is a tough one. I'm going to speak from personal experience on both sides, and I'm also going to try to speak from the perspective of the father and the mother. Now, personal experience, I can relate to the heartache it can have. My siblings, while it didn't happen that much, when it comes to their family, their dad's family, there were moments and times where there was favoritism shown. There was times where my brother and sister got to go to Myrtle Beach with their grandparents, and I couldn't go because my grandmother, unfortunately had passed away, and my grandfather lived in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't able to go and enjoy those type of things, and sometimes I'd be left behind. Although they would take me for weekends when they would take my brothers and sisters, from time to time. That's that. Also, there would be times when my brother and sister would get better Christmas gifts than I would get because their father was active in their life, and my father was a piece of shit. So I totally understand the sentiment when it comes to kids, because sometimes there are kids out there who have experienced what I've experienced, and sometimes worse, to where there's favoritism and there's things that kind of overlook. Because as a man with kids, if I send you $300 for my child for child support, I expect that $300 to be spent on my child, not split amongst your kids, unless we have a previous agreement for it to be done. So now, as a woman, I'm not a woman, but I'm just guessing this is what it is. It does look kind of bad when you bring a child food, toys, gifts, or whatever, and the other children are sitting there with their lip poked out. You got to kind of understand that, she didn't hopefully she didn't ask for a deadbeat baby daddy. Yes, she should have been a little bit more selective with who she let shoot up her club, but at the same time, sometimes you don't know who a person is until you announce you're pregnant. Then the true colors are showed. But as the father, which I am a man, you got to understand, I am a father first, and I'm going to always see to it that my child is taken care of. My child. Them other kids are some other niggas' kids. Them aren't my babies. Now, could he have gotten a $5 hot and ready from Little Caesars? Yes. Could he have just bought a bunch of McDoubles and had the kids split them amongst each other? Yes, he could have did that. But that is my child. You know what I'm saying? I think she blew it up out of proportion. I mean, she could have pulled him to the side and said, hey, do me a favor, just don't do that no more, because I got to explain to these kids why your kid gets a Big Mac and they don't. I just really appreciate. Or better yet, could you just take him or her to McDonald's and have a moment with them? You know what I'm saying? Because as me being a child, with my children, like with my daughter specifically, my daughters they know that, yes, I have kids that I claim are mine, but they like to know that they are my kids. So, yes, there are times where I will grab my children and I will take my children on adventures without my stepkids. Not because I don't love my stepkids any less, but those are my children. And my girl understands that. In fact, she encourages that. And in fact, I'm only doing this video because of her response to it. Because she said her daddy used to do that too. Her daddy would come and get her and sit in his truck, and he would feed her and have their father-daughter moment. That's just what it is. So who is wrong in this? They both are wrong. He's wrong because he's not wrong because he brought his kids food. He's wrong because I really honestly would have thought about it a little bit thorougher. And also, you got to realize we're missing a lot of context. Who requested the food? Was it the kid that called? Was it the mama that called? If the mama called, was she specific in the directions? Was she saying that, hey, we ain't got no food, could you bring something for the kids? Or did she say, hey, can you bring your kids something? We don't know what happened with that, you know what I'm saying? Also, it was mentioned that she gets food stamps. I don't know what state they're in, but in the state of Kansas, there's 4 kids, because I think she had 4 kids. 4 kids and yourself, that's at least $1,000 a month in food stamps, you know what I'm saying? I work every day. I don't have, my food budget isn't $1,000, and I work. So there's no reason why she should have been low on food. That's literally $200 every week for her to spend on kids with a little bit extra left over. So you got to think about that. What are you doing with your food stamps? Are you selling your food stamps so you can get your hair and nails done, or are the kids actually eating food up? You know what I'm saying? You learn how to ration. Your kids eat a lot, but sometimes they got to understand that not everything you can't eat it because it's there. You know what I'm saying? If you want a snack, there's some ramen noodles in there. You got to buy stuff like that. You want a quick little something, go grab you a handful of chips. You ain't got to eat till you get full every single time. I know a lot of y'all probably like, nah. No, this is real. These are facts. But at the same time, you got to kind of look at it from his perspective. Like I said earlier, that's his child. He's not wrong for caring for his child. However, he is kind of a piece of shit because you would bring kids food and in front of the other kids, And like I said, I've experienced shit like this before, and that kind of sucks, especially if your daddy ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's really hard to kind of call this one because it's missing context. It's missing, there's key things that really need to be brought up about this situation. I personally wouldn't have did that. I would have at least made sure that all the kids ate, that all the kids get something, things like that, and I would have been a gentleman about it. Or if it was a situation where I just wanted to feed my child, I would have said, hey, I'm coming to get my baby. We'll be back in a couple of hours, and we would have went and we would have had a blast. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of people are misreading this whole situation. This whole situation is really bad. This is why I tell a lot of young brothers, if you're going to have kids, try to have all your kids with one woman. Ladies, same thing with you. If you want children, try to have all your kids with one man, if you can. Or better yet, how about not have kids until you get married? That's an easy one. But a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people want to bust it open every chance they get. And a lot of dudes want to just put they in anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever. But the whole thing is, this is where things like this happen when you're in relationships or you're in situationships like this where babies are involved. You know what I'm saying? This is realities you got to face. My son's mother, she used to do this. She would literally show up and have my son with a bag of goodies and the other kids didn't have none. Fortunately, we keep snacks on deck. So if he show up, one, he's not getting no snacks right away anyway. And my son knows this. He knows when he shows up to the venue, my crib, and he has snacks and the other kids don't have the snacks, you got to relinquish those snacks, brother, because you're not about to sit there and eat in front of the other kids until I can either grab them something or think of something to do so everybody is fair for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But then again, my kids share, so it is what it is. But you got to also think about this. If your kid's at a latchkey or a daycare or something and you bring them lunch or something or they're at school, do you think about the other kids at school that ain't got money? You think about the other kids at daycare that ain't got the premium snacks and goodies? Do you think about that? Probably not. It's the same difference. Why wouldn't you bring, if you got a kid in daycare or at school or something like that and you bring your kid some McDonald's for lunch, you didn't think about the other 200 kids in the school. So it's the same situation. You know what I'm saying? They feel bad because there might be a poor kid that ain't had some chicken nuggets in a while. You don't think about that. See, that's why this whole thing is kind of misconstrued, because this can be pulled in different directions. I really want to know. I want to know the full context of this whole situation. But tell me what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe below. Let's get the conversation started, because I'm not going to lie to you. As much as I talk shit on this subject, this definitely kind of hit home for me as a young man who, you know, has been through this type of shit before with, you know, being in my age bracket. So let me know what y'all think. Holla at your boy. Peace out.